The final weeks and days of a year are filled with many unexpected obituaries. Here's an obituary that may be a long time coming, as many people expected this one not to get this far. But we are proud to present, if you will, a legacy in the life of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter, who has passed away on this day, December 29th, 2024, at the age of 100 in his hometown of Plains, Georgia. He was born October 1st in 1924 in Plains, Georgia, where Carter graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy in 1946, served in the Naval Submarine Service, and after his military service, he returned to Georgia to manage his family's peanut farming business. And his political career began with his election to the Georgia State Senate in 1963, followed by tenure as the governor in 71 and 75. As the president, which he began that reign in 1977, the 39th president, if you will, Carter's achievements were mixed. Most people will cover him as a lower-level president, but here's what he actually got accomplished. He brokered the Camp David Accords between Egypt and Israel, leading to a historic peace treaty then. Carter also facilitated the Panama Canal treaties and established diplomatic relations with China. Those things, of course, now come into play with the new president coming in. For domestic policy, his term faced economic difficulties, including the high inflation and unemployment of the time, and the big energy crisis that we still talk about right now. And of course, the Iran hostage crisis, which further complicated his presidency and his legacy. But after his presidency, his humanitarian work was bar none the top of any president that you can think about, and just general as a person. This is why we hold him in high esteem as not a great president, but very much a great man. Start with the Carter Center, which was founded in 1982. The center focused on advancing human rights, promoting democracy, and combating disease worldwide. Also, his Nobel Peace Prize, which he got in 2002, rewarded the Peace Prize for his untiring effort to find peaceful solutions to international conflicts, to advance democracy and human rights, and to promote economic and social development. And of course, what he's probably most famous for post-presidency is Habitat for Humanity. He actively was involved in building homes, like showing up until he was well past time to be nailing in houses for those in need. And of course, when he was able to stop doing that, when he had to stop doing that, he kept advocating for the program, demonstrating his commitment to public service. In his personal life, he was married to his wife, Rosalynn, for 77 years until she passed in November of 2023. They had 4 children together. Known for his humility and his dedication to his children and his family and just the war itself, Carter remained active in the public well into his later years, including some semi-public appearances while he's been in hospice, but of course, not up to actually traveling to do anything for the big media. His legacy is, of course, characterized by commitment to peace, human rights, and public service, and also tarnished by his life as the presidency, where things weren't so great in that term, the 4-year term where he was beaten out by, of course, Ronald Reagan. Carter's legacy is characterized by his commitment to peace, human rights, and public service, and his post-presidential endeavors set a precedent for former future presidents, which many of them aren't even trying to live up to at this point, but it's there, showcasing a life of dedication to improving the world beyond a political office, i.e., when you're not in charge of things and don't have the big stick and the big button to press, can you actually influence the world in a better way? In any way, if you will. If you don't think Jimmy Carter did, then you may be lacking of a soul right now. You don't have to like his presidency. You don't have to like him as a man, although you probably should, but you got to admire his tenacity, the things he did for past presidents, or now past presidents, things he will do for future presidents, or what he did for one future president at least, and the legacy going forward. This is a obituary that may have been 2 years past coming, as no one expected him to live past the time in the hospice, of course, living well past the time of his wife going to hospice with him as well. We salute, we thank, we say lots of thoughts and prayers and love to the family and all those who worked around him all this time, knowing him for all this time, and those who look up to him as a beacon of what should be, even in the beacons of what should not be and how it got things done. You may not think he was a great president, but he did the best he could in the time that was there. And he definitely did his best he could in the time afterwards, using that platform to grow and expand just the thought process of being a good human being. We are saddened by the loss of President Jimmy Carter on this day, December 29th, 2024, at the age of 100.